All right. So here we have Emma Coburn, first place in the women's 3,000-meter steeplechase. I will be asking questions on behalf of the media. So let's just start by what was your race plan going in today, and how do you feel you executed it?
I think the U.S. women's steeple right now is the deepest it's been in years. There are so many women that have run under 9:30 this year. And so knowing that strength and that depth, I wanted to just play off some of my strengths. And if we were running, 9:30 splits early in the race, I knew that that was well within my comfort zone and that I could push really hard the last two laps. And so I just wanted to stay as chill as I could the first half. And then Courtney, with I think maybe 4 laps to go, started really pushing. And I was excited about that just because it thinned out the pack and she was rolling and I was just trying to stick behind her. And then with 2 laps to go, 700 meters to go, I made a big push and didn't look back. And Courtney's a very, very, very good athlete. She's the American record holder in the event. And so I knew I had to really grind if I was going to get some real estate between us. And when I saw the finishing time, I was pretty surprised that I ran 9:09. It felt way easier than when I ran 9:08 in Doha a couple weeks ago. And so, yeah, I think my fitness is good and the tactic worked. And we have a really great team going to Tokyo.
I have a question from Larry Eder from Run Blog Run. He said, Emma, congrats. Tell us about the last 700 meters. It appeared that your hurdling looked better and you focused on precise clearing of the water barrier. How do you do that when you are so darn tired?
Honestly, it's almost easier to hurdle at that faster pace in terms of really having a more beautiful hurdle style. When you're running slow, it's harder, I think, to have a really nice, beautiful hurdle form. So at a faster pace, I think it's more natural to stretch and reach for the barriers and have a kind of a longer leg. And the fatigue aspect is hard, but I won my first US championship 10 years ago. So I've been used to that discomfort and that pain at the end of a race. And we simulate it all the time in practice.
We have a question from Kayla Fenton. Your training group has been very publicly supportive of one another and obviously was thrilled to see Corey make the team and now you. How would you describe the philosophy behind Team Boss?
I think because we're a group that's, not backed by a shoe company, it's not backed by anyone but ourselves, we have a lot of autonomy. And in that, we really get to cultivate a group of people that we believe in as people and as athletes. And everyone is choosing to be on this team and Joe is choosing to coach them. And so there's a very grown up relationship there where we're friends, we believe in each other, we want to be together, we want to fight together and work for these. And yeah, as corny as it sounds, we truly are very, very good friends. They're my favorite people. And I think physically we overlap in a lot of, we overlap really well in different areas of training. And so I love Team Boss. I love the people on the team and I love Joe being our coach, and I'm thrilled to get to go to Tokyo with Corey.
We have a question from Derek Call from Runner's World. You and Courtney have been in some tight races over the years. Where does this one rank? What will it be like heading to yet another international competition with her as a teammate?
I don't know if other people see this, but Courtney and I genuinely really like each other and we want to beat each other, and we're not secretive about that. I know she wants to beat me and I want to beat her, but we also know that we make each other better. And I think we both know the other person is doing it, training in the right way, really committed to their goal. And it's a comfort when I know I can go to an international race and Courtney can be there. And we just keep getting better and better. And so I think together we can make a splash in Tokyo and come home with some hardware.
I have a question from Sean Wyson. Emma, you're making your third Olympic dream. What does this one mean to you after the past year?
I think every athlete has a story about what they had to overcome in the last year and a half. In a physical training standpoint, Joe really took advantage of last year, and I had a lot of fun. I ran more 1500s. I trained like a 1500-meter runner. I don't think I did a single 5K steeple type of workout. I really trained like a 5K runner. I'm sorry, a 1500-meter runner and an 800 runner during the summer. In the spring and fall, I trained more like a half marathoner. So we really took advantage of that physically and created some opportunities and had our own races and made the most of it. So on a physical standpoint, I think we came out better. I don't think I lost anything last year. In an emotional standpoint, it's obviously hard having to reshift our timelines of what we think our life will be. There's a domino effect of when the Olympics get pushed back on everything, whether it's family planning and teams and money, and it's all things beyond just like the glory of the Olympics. And then additionally, my mom was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in December of 2019. And so just from a personal standpoint, last year I was able to spend the whole year with my mom at home. And that was a really, really hard year, but there was a silver lining that I was able to spend time with her and be there through a lot of great moments and some scary moments too. And I'm just grateful that we're kind of, the trials happened. I'm going to Tokyo, and we can just keep on this competitive streak and kind of get life back to normal.
We have a question from Ryan Thorburn from the Registered Guard. You have personally experienced many nights of Hayward magic. How does this moment compare, winning again in the new stadium against Courtney in this field?
I think US championship is always going to be intense. There's always going to be nerves. I trust so much in Joe that he has prepared me well. So I've never, I haven't gone to a championship feeling like I wasn't ready. I'm healthy. I felt fit. I've done workouts that I had only ever previously attempted at sea level. I was doing in Gunnison at 8,000 feet. So I knew physically I was in a good spot and wanted to capitalize on the moment and be at this beautiful new stadium. We actually had great weather, which I know has been a little bit rare in this hot week in Oregon. So it was a beautiful night, and I was just happy to kind of capitalize on my fitness and really get more confidence and momentum for the rest of the summer.
We have a question from Jonathan Galt. Did you talk to Leah Folland after the race? And what did you say? How do you feel for her right now?
Leah's a really good friend of mine. We've been close since probably 2015 or 16, and she's been through a lot and is one of the best steeplers in the country. And my heart broke for her that she fell. I was thrilled that, Val, a fellow CU buff, was able to qualify. And am happy that Mark and Heather have another steeplechase Olympian that they're coaching and successfully doing a great job. But Leah, I love her and I care about her. I care about her family and her happiness. And so it's just on a friendship, personal level, it's hard. And you kind of don't know what to say, but just that, I love you and everything will be okay. And, you're more than this moment. And that I believe in her. And it's a sad day for her for sure, but she's a great human being and a great runner, and she'll have many great moments after today.
I have a question from Rich Sands. Would you mind telling us a little bit more about your mother's cancer diagnosis and how she's doing now?
My mom is doing really well now. She's here. She is still actively getting chemotherapy. She's completed 22 rounds of chemotherapy since January 2020. And, her prognosis was really grim. Stage 4 colon cancer that had spread to her liver and lungs, and inoperable, really grim. And she has surpassed all of her doctor's expectations. She's a little miracle, and she's a little Energizer bunny where she you wouldn't know she's sick. You wouldn't know that internally her body is going through major crisis, because she is just not only, physically looks great, but she's really strong emotionally and is herself, and she has bad days, has scary days for sure, but all things considered, she's doing really, really great. So she's more and more and more chemo ahead of her. She's not cured. She's not, it's still very active, this fight of hers, but she's doing well. And I'm so happy that she could be here, and wish that she could, my family could be in Tokyo with me, but this was a really special day to share.
We have a question from Eric Bull from DieStat. Emma, tonight you became one of only 5 women in American history in any event to win 9 consecutive national championships without losing, since the only one you missed was when you didn't compete in 2013. I know you don't take any of them for granted, but what does it mean to achieve such a rare level of success that transcends across all events and all generations?
Wow, Eric, that's a very nice way to phrase that question. Thank you. I think it's, I think, again, this is my 10 years ago, I won my first US title. And so it's been 10 years of being a defending champion, except for obviously when I didn't compete in 2013 because I was injured. And so it's 10 years of having a target on your back, but it's a challenge that I like to rise up to. I think it's pressure is a privilege, and it's a pressure that I'm not only used to, but is something that I'm grateful for, that I've physically been able to be here and be, healthy and proving myself to be a consistent athlete in this event and in this sport. So, I'm used to it, and it doesn't get any easier. It gets harder. Obviously, there's been really, really, really tight battles every year. And every year I have to reanalyze what my tactic is, what I'm going to do, all of that. And I have to really prepare well for this meet, because no one's going to hand it to me. It's very, very challenging, but I'm grateful for it.
So we'll wait just a second to see if there's any more questions. If you have questions, just raise your hand so I know you're typing. Okay, we have a couple of hands. Oh God, lost the chat. Okay. Just waiting a second till they type. Okay. We have a question from Jenna Ator. Congrats, Emma. You said that one of your goals this year is to break 9 minutes. After today's race, how do you feel you're lining up with that goal?
Hi, Jen. I am every year since 2017, I felt that I was fit enough to break 9 minutes. So it's not a fitness issue. It's a getting in the race and making it happen. So I feel like, I feel like I'm in a good spot. I'm going to be racing the Monaco Diamond League July 9th. And if I'm going to try and win a medal in Tokyo, I think it's going to be a 9 minutes or sub 9 minute race. So, it's my goal to make it happen. I think I'm in a good position, but, we won't know until I do it.
Well, just raise your hand if you have any more questions so I know you're typing. Oh, we got one more coming in. Okay, we have another question from Janitor. What does it mean when you see the success that New Balance has had at trials this year?
Sorry, I'm eating a meat stick.
Oh, no worries.
I have been a New Balance athlete for 8 years. And when I signed, they had a really strong contingent of middle distance women. Jenny Simpson, of course, and she was a big reason why I, went to New Balance, just based on her positive experiences there. Brenda Martinez, Sarah Brown, they had this dominant group of middle distance women. And so it's great to see that continued with Ellie, Heather, and Corey in the middle distance. And then it looks like we're going to at least have a few sprinters at a minimum on relays, hopefully some in individual events as the meet unfolds. But it's been great to see that middle distance squad really continue a great legacy that was started with Jenny Simpson and Brenda and Sarah. So it's fun to be a part of. I love them as a company. We're very, very close. Been guests at their weddings and they went to mine, and we're, seeing, just texting about life all the time, and really, really great group of people there. And I love everything about what New Balance is, and very proud to represent them and to see their success.
So we'll wait for more questions. Just raise your hand. I am not seeing any hands, so that should wrap it up. Thank you.